Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's good to be back in the state of Michigan. I was just on a trip to California, so I came back and there's just so much to catch up on. I've got 3 pages of notes that I got to get into, so we'll just dive right in. Let's do a timeline real quick. So first of all, the news hit. End of reservations. So that's all you see in articles is you can no longer reserve a Ford F-150 Lightning. That was everywhere. And the big deal with that was, well, that means order books are right around the corner. And it's seeming like that is true. So much so that we have direct information from Ford that was sent to the dealers, a breakdown by breakdown, exactly how it works. So before I get into this, I want to source my material here. I wouldn't be able to get as detailed as I am about to get if it wasn't for Long McArthur Ford's video. So go subscribe to their channel and all that stuff. Go buy a car from them, whatever you need to do, because they did a great job breaking it down. Also, a couple viewers actually have reached out to me and shared what their dealer has sent to them. So I'll get into that a little bit as well. But it all is matching up, and I feel very confident that this is exactly how things are about to go. So pay attention. I'll do my best to kind of dumb it down and make it real easy to follow. But this is exactly how it will go down ordering your F-150 Lightning. Not only that, we have a confirmation that order books are opening in January. No date exactly. However, based on what I've seen from other dealers, they're expecting like a mid-January. So mid to late January, this all starts. What's starting though? That's what we're going to get into. I got, again, 3 pages of notes in here, so let's get into it. First things first. I do want to address that in my past videos, I've kind of, estimated what this process will look like. And I went by the Bronco, a very, very, popular, just as popular probably as the Lightning. So I've looked at the process on that car or truck or whatever you want to call it, as well as the Mach-E. And I thought maybe this would fall in between there, but they are doing things a bit different. So everyone, including myself, who thought that they would just kind of copy and paste how they did that, that's not actually the case. And they have a kind of a new way that they're doing different from basically any rollout that I've seen anyway. So that's something worth mentioning. And so the kickoff, it'll all kick off with the email from Ford. Now, this part was a little unclear, but it looks like everyone, regardless, will get this first email. This first email will actually explain that, hey, not everyone's going to get a truck, especially this year, maybe not even next year. Due to production, batteries seem to be the biggest reason that Ford is not able to produce the quantity to match the demand. So they'll probably get into that maybe, or they'll just simply say, hey, we have a limited amount of production this year. So this email might not exactly tell you if you aren't making the cut, but rather it'll explain that not everyone is making the cut to make an order on this year's or even next year's F-150 Lightning. So there's something I like about this, though, is that based off what I'm about to tell you, you probably should be able to estimate if you're one of these people who will get to make an order or not. So they've kind of laid it out, and this email will basically lay it out for everyone. This email will also give an option to easily get your refund back. Something I forgot is I have $100 just floating in Ford's bank account right now for this order. I kind of forgot I even did that, so you guys do too. If you know for a fact that maybe you already have a new car on the line, whatever it is, you can cut your ties and just, hey, I'm gonna wait until maybe the chip shortage and batteries are up and running at their new plant, and I'll get one then, or maybe the new. Remember, there's also a new design right around the corner of the 2024-25 model year F-150 Lightning. So, maybe this is a great chance for you to, just say, hey, all right, I'm accepting, I'm just not going to get this truck anymore. So this email will then continue to show how it'll work. And they are, in fact, going in waves. And the waves will basically be every 2 weeks, a new batch of people at each dealer can make their order. there's no set amount of waves that they'll do. They're basically just going to keep going until they hit the estimated production number. So then it's cut off. So again, we don't have that number. They're not letting us know, but they will keep going down the list of waves until they hit that number. And I will tell you how they decide that list up here shortly. So one thing about these waves, they will have access to an online configurator separate from like the build and price section that's on Ford's website. And something interesting about this is they will actually do a live update with every wave of availability of the truck. So let's say, something wild happens that first wave and everyone orders a Pro. They've already set the numbers is what it seems like, and they will no longer let the waves 3 and 4 and 2 order the Pro if they've maxed it out in that first order. So every 2 weeks, they'll have that configurator updated of the set amounts, and if it's sold out, you won't be able to order it, which is good, but at the same time a bummer. But at least you'll transparently know, like, okay, I can't get the Pro, I have to upgrade to the XLT if I want one. If not, it says you can have the option to get a 2023 model, or you can just cancel your order, get your refund back of the deposit, and move on with your life. So those will be the options. And, we don't know the set number of each trim, remember. However, those Pros are probably going to go quick. That $40,000 electric truck it's going to be a hot commodity. That's for sure. On that note, because we're talking about the Pros, the fleet orders will have a totally separate process. I apologize, I have no information on that. Maybe I'll do another video updating you how those orders will work, but this is strictly consumer ordering. So, probably the most important part of this entire video is how they're deciding the waves. So it's kind of wild, actually. Let's just get into it. So, well, first of all, a quick story. If you watched 2 videos ago, I did this. I thought it was kind of cool. Just calling random Ford dealers to ask what the process would be. One of them, it just so happened, must have got this information that same day because he basically called it exactly how it was. So shout out to him. That was like the Detroit-based dealer. He didn't get as in the weeds as I'm getting right now, but he was pretty transparent on how it'll work. So he is the one who told me these 3 reasons that determine the waves. So timing, that's the first one. So when your order was, I'm going to combine the 2 because they really play off each other, or the first 2 anyway. So the timing, so like when your reservation was, is obviously what they're saying is most important. I appreciate that. It makes sense. But it's very much in combination. Oh my God. I'm really turning into a truck guy. Combination, brother. No, joking, of course. Sorry. The second thing, dealer allotment. So that is like one word that means so much, and that's why we're going to talk about it for a second. So your timing means a lot, but your timing means less if you're at a really wacky dealership. So I'm trying to think of an easy way to explain it. So I'm going to use very low numbers. So Chuck, here, you know what? We're going to do a little drawing. Perfect. Okay, so first let's meet our friend Chuck. Now, Chuck was number 27th in the whole world to reserve his truck. And his place at the dealership, though, he's 18th in line. 18 other people, like out of that first 27, 18 of those happened to be at his dealer. So he's actually still 18th in line. And the dealership allotment is only 15 trucks. So therefore, Chuck is not going to make the cut, at least to that first wave. Now, he might get second wave if they're not all sold out, or third wave, or whatever it might be, because we don't know exactly how many people are in each wave. So keep that in mind. So he was 27th, yet he might not get a truck. Now we got Bill over here. Bill was 100th. He was took way longer. Bill was 100th in line. He did not beat Chuck. However, at his dealership, he's the only one who's ordered in his area who's ordered a Lightning. And because his dealership doesn't get a lot, they're only getting 5 allotment, while some other places like Chuck's are getting 15, some are getting 100. But even though they're only getting 5, Bill's probably going to get to make that first order because the dealer he's at is actually like you see here, he gets priority because no one else, all the dealers are still going to get some Lightning is what the point of this is. So regardless of where Bill was in line, he's going to get a shot because no one else happens to be there. Now, Chuck, there's still time for Chuck to find a new dealership, but not a lot of time. So you can do some calls, you can do some research. There's still a chance to do that. And in fact, there's a number you can call. I'm going to write it on this paper. No graphics today. I'm just doing hand drawing. So if you think you might be a Chuck, go ahead and call that number. Well, first find a dealer, but then give that number a call and tell them what dealer you're switching to. Hopefully that didn't make things 10 times more complicated, but I don't know. I'm a visual learner. Okay, so those are factor 1 and 2. Took a lot of time to get through that, but I think it was worth it. Factor 3 is probably the most controversial, in my opinion. And in fact, I made a whole video about it when it was rumored a while back. It's true. Dealer prioritization is a very real thing. In fact, outlined in this shows that, well, first, what is it, I guess? Dealer prioritization is the ability for dealers to move certain customers to that wave 1. Wild. It's wild. So there's good reasons for it. If you know for a fact, here's a good reason, right? The first 5 people in your place, you haven't talked to them at all, right? Like that, those guys haven't talked to you. You don't know if they're interested or not. However, there's a guy like me who's been bugging his dealer every day. They probably would move someone like that up, or someone is for sure out of a car right now. They want to move that person up. Someone who's a really great customer who buys a truck from them every year, or I don't know. Think of those good reasons. There are good reasons for it. Before I just totally say it's like a crazy idea, there are some good reasons. But there's also a lot of reasons for it to be shady. I haven't heard anything, but what's to stop people from slipping the dealer $1,000 instead of markups? They just pay the dealer directly $1,000 to put me on the list. I would do that. I would probably pay a dealer $1,000 to do that. So I'm sure that's extremely frowned upon. In fact, probably not allowed, but I don't know. I don't know the rules. I'm just saying it could happen. So not only that, there's an amount that they get. So if the dealer has under 50 pre-orders, they're allowed to move 5 people around. If they have between 50 and 100 reservations, they can move 10 orders around. And if they have over 100 pre-orders, they can move 25 customers around. That's not a small amount. That's pretty crazy to me. So that's another important part of that too, is that not all dealers have to do this. There's a date to get these in by. So starting December 17th. So you guys have until the 17th to bug your dealer to see if you're in that dealer prioritization level. And that's when, December 17th, that's when dealers have to have it in by. Knowing that, it might actually be early January that opens up. That gives the Ford a decent amount of time to start sending those emails away. So that's the only date we have, though, is that December 17th. You know what? I think there's purposely not an actual date, though, because it's in waves and because maybe a bigger dealership's first wave will start before smaller dealerships. Like maybe they'll start at wave 2. I could see something like that happening. I think that more than covers the wave part. So let's say you're in wave 1. What's that order process going to look like? There's been a lot of mixed thoughts on this, and everyone's right, kind of, which is funny. So it's been, hey, it's going to be exclusively online, or hey, no, you have to go into the dealership. In fact, you could do both. However, what's different about it is you can do it strictly online, which is cool, because I think, maybe not all dealers, but Broncos and stuff, you could do it online, but then you had to print it off and then go to your dealer, and then they would make the official order. So basically, you can do it 100% online. You can use the configuration tool to get your whole order just ready to go. You still need to, and this is important, write this down if you're in wave one, you still need to call your dealer. Make sure it goes through. So they still process that for it. And another important thing is your dealer's pricing will be in that configurator already. So if they've already told you it's like $5,000 over MSRP, like that will already be there. If they're taking a additional reservation fee, you'll pay that at that time. So like I said, my guy, I'm paying $1,000 or something for that first order. That will be part of this process. So it'll all be done online though. And then your dealer will finalize that and send it off for you. So give them a call afterwards, send them an email afterwards, say, hey, I just made my order, and then you're off to the races. Now, if you have a lot of questions, maybe, I feel like if you're watching these videos, you probably don't have a lot of questions because we talk about it so much. But if you don't already know everything about it and you want to talk to the professional, you can still go in and make the order. So you have the best of both worlds there, and it's great. You will have a time frame to get that order in and I think it's 2 weeks, because remember, they're going to move on to wave 2, because if you're not interested, they're going to find someone who is, because as we know, there's plenty of us. Now, once that order is in, what's great is until they start building the truck, you can make adjustments. I think that's an important thing. Like if you pick a color and then you see it in person a week later and you're like, oh, that sucks, you can change it. So that's a good kind of weight off your shoulders. Whereas, funny story with my Tesla I have on order, I ordered white. And then I saw the cool metallic gray or whatever. I was like, you know what, that looks awesome. So I talked to the guy I ordered it from, and they said, yeah, you could change it, but you're subject to all the price changes, which was like $5,000 or $7,000 or something at the time. So I would have to pay $7,000 to change my color, even though they're not even making my Model Y anytime soon. So that's stupid. It was dumb, but whatever. I mean, at that point, I can go get it wrapped any color I want for half that price. So, that's for another video though. That's it for the order process. So if anything new comes up when we get dates, of course, I'll be here. So please feel free to subscribe. If you are interested in staying on top of Ford F-150 Lightning information, other EV truck news, I'm your guy. Click every single button on this page. It'll bring you good luck, I promise. And that's all I got. Thanks again for watching. Hey, go get all your shopping done. It's that time of year, guys. So go to work. Stop focusing on your new electric truck and focus on your family just for like the next week or two, and then we'll get back into this stuff. Tax credit news. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully passing the next couple days even. So any second now. Also, some new e-bikes. I got 2 unopened e-bikes in the garage that I'm making reviews on later this week too. So lots of cool stuff to stay tuned for. So I think that's it. All right, go to bed, everyone. Bye.